Robin.
All right, listen, we got Marc Maron in studio and Joe Derosa both killing, man. Look what time it is, Ant.
I can't
This
believe
show
it.
flew fucking by.
That's how we gauge a show, by what time it is.
Oh, yeah, it flies by.
So whatever you
Nice.
want to say, make sure you say it before 9:58 because we're fucking out of here.
That's where we're at now.
Yes, exactly. With that said, I want to get back to Marc Maron's podcast, WTFpod.com.
That's it.
All right, and getting a lot of attention.
We got to do one with you guys. Maybe next time I come in, we can record one in here if you want.
That'd be cool.
Can we do it in here, though?
Yeah.
Because that'd be easier than me schlepping my, here's my mics, fellas.
Can you just take,
Can you just hold my mics?
Can you just take this audio and make it into a podcast?
I can't. Well, that's the thing. People are saying you can have O&A on the podcast. I'm like, is there anything they haven't fucking talked about?
Yeah.
I mean, am I going to get anything?
Take the last hour.
Am I going to make Anthony cry?
And I have been a gay American.
All right, we'll do it.
Just want to come out on your show.
Good.
And
Good. All right,
I'll
then
announce
we'll
that
do
I'm
it.
actually a happy person. Yeah, we can tell you some
All right,
things.
all right.
Which would the audience find more shocking?
Right? I'm happy when I'm not here. I'll tell you that
We'll
much.
do it. We'll figure it out.
You can get into what my shit's all about. Gallagher.
Yeah.
Oh.
That thing was people.
What happened for the people out there that don't
Gallagher.
know?
Well, I did a podcast with Gallagher. You can get it if you get the app. You can hear that one. But I was in Portland, Oregon. I get an email from my manager, who got an email from his manager, who lives in Portland. Said he was in Portland. Would I have him on the show? Now I got to be honest with you. I didn't like that guy when I was old enough to like him, which is 10.
Yeah.
I didn't have. There was not a lot of love there. But that doesn't mean that as a relatively objective fan and part of the comic community, I couldn't put him into perspective in the sense that, he started with all the guys and, he was at the Comedy Store in the late 70s. And I thought there was an interesting story there. So I say, okay. So he comes to the hotel. I meet him downstairs. He's like, what are we doing? And I'm like, well, we're going to do a podcast. He's like, is it live? And I'm like, no, I'm going to record it in my room. And then he tries to teach me how to steal coffee out of a conference room. Whatever. So we go up to the room.
That's him.
Yeah, and I read up on him. I'd read up that he's not smashing shit as much, and that he's doing a lot of gay jokes and a lot of jokes about ethnic people. So I tried to have a conversation. First I started talking to him about his place in comedy, and right away he's like, "Why does Jay Leno have a show? Why don't I have a show? I should have my own show." He screeches like this old queen.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
This old queen. And right away, I'm like, all right, I can handle this. I'm trying to wrangle him, but he's talking down to me. Almost immediately, he starts saying, comedians shouldn't drink water on stage. That's not a real comedian. A comedian doesn't need a notebook. And I'm like, so now he's shitting on everybody.
Drink water.
Whatever.
What?
It was crazy.
The fuck does that mean?
Hydrate yourself.
But I'm willing to sort of let the guy talk because I want, So then I bring up these accusations, that, he's being raped. And look, I got a little bit of flack, but I don't give a fuck what anyone says. I mean, you know me. I mean, my friends are Jim and everybody else. Look, if you can own what you say it. What do I care?
Right.
But I'm going to ask. I can ask.
Of course.
I'm not, I'm not politically correct in any way when it comes to language. So I bring this up, and then, right away he goes, "They're not even my jokes. They're street jokes." And he starts screeching. And I'm not even pressing that hard. I'm just trying to. I'm trying to
get in his head a little bit.
Well, I'm trying to converse with him because he never shuts up. And he acts like he's teaching you a lesson. And then he starts going on about he says, "You're never going to play a state fair." And I'm like, who the fuck would want to play a state fair?
State fair.
Jesus Christ.
What year is this?
And he's like, everybody, So
me in America.
Yeah.
But then he gets
fun.
like
Got a gig in Sleepy Eye tonight.
right.
I go on right after Horse with No Name. All right. See you, Gallagher.
And then I say, what are you angry about? I say, what are you angry about? And he goes, I'm not angry. And I'm like, you're the guy that smashes shit. I'm just trying to engage. And then about a half hour, and he goes, I'm not doing this. And he storms out of the room like a giant baby. And I just said, really, I'm not going after you. And then there was a moment where I didn't have to put this up either, but because it didn't make me look great either. But there was a moment there where I said, "Oh, come on, Gallagher," to nobody. You hear a door closing. But
it's good. If someone goes to leave, you can just go "Get the fuck out of my house."
Yeah, right after the door slam. But look, I put it up because I thought, I don't think I look great. I could have done a little more homework. I tried to be as respectful as possible, but I was genuinely surprised that he stormed out. I mean, I could not understand it. But people who listen to it have one opinion or the other. A lot of people thought I was being some sort of politically correct police, which I wasn't.
What?
I don't give a shit. I really don't care what people say. And the truth of the matter is that when you say something, if shit comes back at you, that's part of saying something.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you're going to take your hits, and but you certainly have the freedom to say it.
He did our show a few times. We loved having him on. He's very different. He's a very strange.
Well,
bird,
because
man.
he's such a fucking
Really
weirdo.
strange.
And
he's curing cancer. He's building things.
Yeah,
All his
yeah,
inventions
like-
are just. He has a million of them.
I heard he lectures. I was at a couple theaters where he had performed, and I was like, they were like, we just had Gallagher here, and they were like, yeah, he lectured the audience about metaphysics, and then when they didn't know what the fuck he was talking about, he started calling them all stupid, and then he took out the hammer at the end.
And then he gets his hammer out.
He did our show when we were back at K-Rock. He did it here as well. And after the show, he sits in the hall for hours and just day trades. Doesn't go home.
Right, and he also has
Even though his appearance was long,
he likes to school people.
Yeah.
He thinks he knows things. Like there's some weird thing apart about him. Like I thought that if you listen to the episode, you get you know who that guy is. And I guess my pride got into it because I just couldn't believe that he was talking down to me on some level.
We had. Okay,
and I knew he made a lot of money, and I knew that, he was this guy. But the weird thing about him is that the bane of his existence was that this hammer thing was this one bit he did. I think that it really sticks in his craw, that it just caught on, and it was really just one sketch. Mm-hmm. And then it became who he is. Mm-hmm. But his whole argument that, I deserve this, I deserve that, because his whole premise is Jay Leno and David Letterman, they didn't go out on the road and sell tickets. I did. And my point was, well, that's what you chose.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's that.
You did your research because, he's known for smashing watermelon. Simple as that. And he might be a deeper guy, but none of us really know that.
So it would have been to that.
It would have done him done him right if he would have openly talked to you about all that.
I'd have him back.
Yeah, why not?
Because that's what people really think. He smashes shit. That's all we know.
Well, I mean, that's why
and that's all we care about.
And I think that's why he overcompensates with metaphysics and schooling people. And is that he wants to be known as some sort of nuclear physicist?
That's the word. He wants them to know he's smart, and that's the most dangerous thing a comedian could ever
Look,
have.
I'm smart.
Yeah, I'm smart too.
I'm smart. I was passed over by.
I'm not dumb like everybody thinks.
Now let me get the hammer.
We should get Roland in here because Roland says that Gallagher will never do our show again.
Well, Patrice called him out, right?
We had a great segment. Patrice going after Gallagher. It was terrific.
Saying that because Gallagher just you're fucking racist.
He is actually
He's fucking racist.
Yeah,
yeah, and he's like, I'm not. You can't say that about it. I fucking heard some shit.
Yeah, Patrice wouldn't back down.
It was great.
At him.
Really, Patrice wouldn't back down. That's unusual.
Where are we at with Gallagher, Roland?
Well, last time was a while ago. I called him. He was at Walmart, and he said, "Stop calling me. You're killing me. You're killing me," and then hung up.
At Walmart?
Yeah, he was at Walmart.
What
working?
Wow. What position? God damn it! I was trying to get to it. God damn it!
Oh, Derosa loses by a nose. That was a close one.
Sorry,
you guys bumped heads on that one.
If I had eye contact, I would have let you have it.
As they said, "Don't call me again. You guys are trying to murder me."
That's sad.
Wow.
He feels persecuted.
Yeah, he certainly, unless he literally thinks we're trying to murder him and walking around looking for our hit squad.
That's too
Did you see
bad.
the video where he collapsed on stage?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 3 weeks after my podcast, I got a lot of tweets for that one.
Oh, did you?
Look what you did to
They blamed
Gallagher.
you, right?
I was opening for
Not his poor food choices. They blame you.
I
Yeah.
opened for Patton Oswalt one time, and we were doing some theater. Gallagher was there the night or 2 days before, and the stage manager picks us up, and we're driving out to the theater, and he's telling us, "Yeah, Gallagher was just here," and we're like, "Oh, that's cool, whatever." And the stage manager goes, "Yeah, funny story, man. In his rider, he has this thing that he needs a table, 4 feet by 2 feet." And he's like, "So I got him this table. It was this really nice Victorian table. It looked nice on stage." And he goes, but then he shows up, and I didn't know he meant he needed the table for the Sledge-O-Matic. He's like, "So I'm scrambling. I had to build him a table. I didn't know what to do. I mean, the guy should have specified. Why wouldn't he tell me that that's what the table was for?" And he's freaking out over the table. And Patton just goes, "Let me get this straight. you had a show where Gallagher asked for a table and you didn't know what it was for.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
And there was this awkward silence for the next 5 minutes. So just ooh, yeah.
Shit. Yeah, adult.
Look, I don't feel great about that interview, but I did what I could.
Well, did you feel like you were attacking him though?
He always feels attacked.
I know, but it doesn't sound like
Walmart. He thinks you're trying to kill him.
Yes.
He's got this persecution complex, and he was impossible to talk to. But I just wasn't going to be filibustered and steamrolled. I was just trying to get him into some groove where we could have a conversation. But he was so guarded and weird.
It didn't sound like you had an agenda, though.
You can't.
You didn't have an agenda.
I had a little bit of an agenda. I had an agenda in the sense that I wanted to place him into the context of the Comedy Store in the late 70s.
Okay, well.
And then I did have the agenda of asking about this shift in his act. Because it's one thing to move away from a Sledge-O-Matic and do another type of comedy. It's another thing to all of a sudden, I'm getting rid of the Sledge-O-Matic and now all Chinese people have to die. Yeah, I mean, and I'm not saying that that's his agenda, but I mean, it's a weird shift from the Sledge-O-Matic to, shitting on lesbians, Chinese people, gay people, and then saying I have a few black people at my show, so I don't do that. But I mean, to put a can of water chestnuts on a table and then go, this is for the Chinese people, and then smash them. I mean, it's a little hardcore, and I wanted him to answer to it a little bit. So yeah, I had an agenda in that way. Is that funny? Maybe I'm wrong. Is that funny? I want to hear putting a fruit salad on there. This is for the fruits. I mean, okay, it's still the Sledge-O-Matic, but I mean, it's a little bit.
Well, the number one fruit is the watermelon. So
that's right.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
think about it.
That could
Is
go
there
wrong.
are there I want to hear a clip of racist Gallagher. I've never heard it. Is that something that's out there somewhere?
No, it's alleged.
I think we pushed him in that direction.
He's sort of racist.
There's an article in The Stranger. If you Google The Stranger, which is a Seattle paper, and Gallagher, that was the article I read. And my biggest mistake was not actually, I didn't have the examples in front of me, so it was sort of general, and that kind of pissed me off. If I would have just said, what about this joke? But he still says there's street jokes, and I understand that. But my issue is that if whatever's left of his audience, whatever's left of the people that still hold on to him as a great entertainer from when they were 11.
Yeah.
And now that they're still showing up and he is, slamming Asians.
Right.
And it's a little odd. Yeah. Where does that come from? That was my only question. It wasn't like you shouldn't say that. Where does it come from?
They're bringing their plastic slickers because they got front row tickets. And they're all and then they're just listening to a diatribe of racist jokes. You're like, wait a minute, where's the fucking...
One goes,
no,
What is this for?
No Swicker's going to protect you against that.
He just takes out his cock and pisses on the first 3 rows.
That would be a good show.
Here's time for the plastic, yo.
That would be fucking great.
I would love
you
that.
brought plastic to see the fucking Noel Gallagher show, right?
Yeah.
Did you? How about this, you motherfucker? And just starts like Gigi Allen throwing his shit.
This is for the Jews.
Fast forward a year, the whole audience is in white sheets now instead of the plastic.
There you go.
Cheering for Gallagher.
There you go.
He to me
trying to get him back on the show. He has no desire to do our show.
He to me is like the worst kind of comic because he's one of these guys that is clearly a fairly intelligent guy. He seems like a smart guy. He does, his wordplay and all that bullshit. You're like, all right, he's a smart guy. But he's the smart guy for that sort of rednecky crowd. You know what I mean? Like, he was never the smart guy for the New York or the LA or the San Francisco type audience.
That's why he plays state fairs.
Yeah, and it's like, and now he's angry because he wants everybody to declare him a genius. It's like, no, dude, you accepted that path, and like, that's where you're at now. That's it.
The other thing is that he's irrelevant. And the other, some of the input I got was like, why are you picking on Gallagher? And I can understand that. But I didn't seek him out. But the fact is, he's just this old guy that's trying to hold on to something, and it's difficult.
I don't think you're picking on him. He's an angry man.
Mm-hmm.
He is a very angry guy, and we didn't even have conversations with him when he was on this show. What it was us talking and him interrupting with something so outrageously weird that we found it hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, what? This guy's fucking out of his mind.
Like, what would he say, though? Like, what would he interrupt with?
We would be
Some of his
talking about,
inventions
if we're
and
talking about
stuff.
relationships.
X-ray machines.
Yeah. He'd be like, hey, you know what I'm working on?
Yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah.
we were just talking about something. All right, Gallagher, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What would it be?
And it would be some kind of like,
It's been a while, but it's been
some kind of space thing.
Yeah.
So
A cure for cancer.
Yeah, he loves
does
cures
that.
for cancer and fucking machines that ionize water for
that's right.
Like just bizarre things.
But he couldn't build himself a new act.
No. You know where all that shit... He could put a fucking car door on a tricycle to come out with on stage.
He just sucks.
So he could roll the window down.
He just sucks. I'm working on a giant big wheel for me to ride out in front of the audience.
Oh, well, look, he's got the giant couch and he's jumping on it. Wow.
He made a lot of
Fucking
money.
asshole.
A lot of money. Like, you know, tons
those
of specials.
Showtime specials.
My brother
every
liked him.
week they
Yep.
were on.
Yep.
Dude, he did like 10 of those
Yes.
fucking things.
More than that, I think. What did
And
it say on
anyone
there? How many
that would
specials
have
did he do?
gone
I
to
think it was
that
like
fucking
14.
anyone that goes to a state fair to see Gallagher should just be fucking shot.
Well, I'm theorizing. Obviously, I don't know the guy, but I'm
Speculating.
Speculating. Maybe that's the thing. Yeah, but he's that guy. He's sitting there going, "Why am I not Carlin?" And it's like because Gallagher, when Carlin was talking about pro-life and versus abortion in the 90s, you were fucking bringing out a hula hoop with springs on it. Or whatever.
13 specials.
13.
Wow.
specials.
Carlin only beat him by 2.
Damn, man.
wow.
That's nuts.
That is crazy. All right, I want to ask Mark about his relationship too.
Oh, well, yeah, because Joe wants to get into that too. Well, the last time I was here,
Yeah.
I'd met a woman who contacted me through email. Basically, the email was just, "Hey, Marc Maron," and I said, "Hey, what?" And, and we met up, and we spent the weekend together. It was great, and then basically. She ended up moving in, and I didn't realize that was happening. She ended up moving to L.A., and we were hanging out, and then a lot of her stuff was showing up at my house, and all of a sudden, all of her stuff was at my house, and it was all over my house, and I freaked out. I was like, "You got to get the fuck out!" I didn't know what to do. It got really weird and dramatic, and police were involved. It was very exciting.
Why were the police involved?
Oh my
Because
God.
she didn't want to leave, and then like 3 months went by where I didn't contact her at all and everything, and then like I couldn't fight the feelings, man. I mean, I just loved her. And after 3 months, after all this insanity, I realized, who the fuck am I to judge someone being crazy? I've been in relationships before, but all of a sudden I'm the stable one. I'm saying like, no, she's crazy. And I'm like, who is talking? 2 marriages in, no kids, anger problem. Yeah, I'm going to sit here and say like, I know better. So eventually I buckled and I said, well, I'm going to honor the love, man. So needless to say, most of her shit is at my house again. And but I adore her, and I'm just going to have to write it out. And it's a little weird because she's 28 and she does that thing where it's like, well, I want kids. And now I'm in this weird position where I'm like, I have to deal with that conversation every once in a while. And it's hard because he sort of just try to kick the can down the road a little bit. And like, I mean, I've thought about it. It's never that. But, I understand you want them. And like, what are we eating? So where do you want to go eat? And then, because I know she wants kids, and I know that conversation is really just about, are you going to stay with me? And that,
right.
And then I had this other weird moment where we're in the shower. I'm taking a shower with her. I'm washing her back because I need to get under the head. It was not a big altruistic thing.
Right,
I just was like, I need to get under the water. Yeah. So I'm washing her back, and she turns to me. She goes, "Are you practicing for when I'm paralyzed?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
Oh my God!
And then I say, "No, you'll be in a hospital." And then I didn't realize it was really the same question, because she wanted me to say like, "Yeah, of course I'll take care of you if you're paralyzed." But I'm thinking like, now I got you and the kid. I got to take care of you.
The paralyzed woman, the kid.
But the thing is that I just at some point said, well, fuck it. I'm 47. I have a lot of feelings for this chick, and we're both crazy. I got to pick my fights and not be such a lunatic. It's weird when you're in a relationship. You have that moment, and I know I'm a little old to have this moment where you're like, oh my God, she's her own person that I can't control. And you really just have to really remind yourself of that it's not some heinous crime if she doesn't like the same music you like. There's a moment where we're at the Soundgarden concert,
right,
and she gets bored because it's not her trip, and she starts looking at her phone, and part of me is like, fuck this. How can you not like this?
Right.
And at a different point in my life, that would have ruined the evening.
That would have been what you would have
You'd
said.
be sitting there playing CDs like, no, listen to him.
Listen to the words. Listen to the words, man. Listen to what he's saying.
As long as she stands there, to me, she can have her nose in her phone. As long as she stands there and puts up with it and doesn't do the shitty walk away, walk back,
but
distracting you
whatever
thing.
it is, like
you know what I
she-
mean? Then it's fine.
Like I don't like there was a period there where I didn't know if she was getting like I don't smoke dope and I don't I know she likes to get high and stuff and that used to drive me crazy. But now like look, if I have feelings for her and I like having sex with her and I like having her around, eventually if you're a grown person or somebody who at least acknowledges where you are in your life, you're like you can do whatever the fuck you want. Just try not to fuck any other guys and don't leave me crying.
Right.
That's all you ask for.
Well, you want to aim high.
Yeah, that bar really isn't that high. That's good.
It's just like I just want to make a living.
So you're 4 months in to stage two.
I've known her a year, and I think we're about 4 or 5 months into stage 2. I don't really, I'm just paralyzed with fear. After the last thing, you get left, you get divorced, and it was brutal, And
Would you get married again for the third time? Is she listening? Is she listening right now? You want to write down your answer?
No, I don't know if she's listening. I think she's getting her nails done in Brooklyn. But I look, every time I say something on stage, I know, like I did this whole thing on Conan about like her, texting me a picture of her pussy and I forget that this is a person. And then after we broke up, she's got to go into the world and people she knows come up to her and go, "Did you really take?" She's got to go to her job. And. So I've just become a little more respectful, and I don't know if I'm going to get married. I did buy her a dresser. That's where I'm at now because the clothes thing just got out of hand. I'm like, we got to put these things into something. They can't just be all over the house.
That's a step forward. That's
Yeah, I'm starting with
an
That's a big step.
And also there's that moment. Like here's the other moment of intimacy that I acknowledge is that at some night you cross the line. Like, I don't know what the hell we both ate, but we had gas bad, and there was no hiding it. But that first time where you're with a chick and then all of a sudden you're both fucking farting.
I've never gotten that far.
And all you can do is hold them like you hold a dying person. Like it's going to be okay. We're going
to get through this.
We're going to get through this.
Literally never got that far. No.
But I know that's just a stone's throw away from shitting in front of each other when you have to. If someone's in the shower, you can't wait or whatever. And then the next thing is like you got a baby. Let's bring someone else's poop into this.
Oh boy.
Let's bring someone else's poop into this situation.
I would love to know what it's like to be.
What's your problem?
You don't even get to those stages.
No, never got that far. The most I've ever been with somebody 8 months, and we didn't get to the shitting and farting point.
No?
No.
Well, that's a lot of holding your farts in, buddy.
Well, one time I was banging her up the ass, and shit came out, but that's a different story.
That is different.
Oh, you give her a pass on that one?
But God forbid,
eventually,
God forbid farting in front of her, right, Joe?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I just never got to
anything
that.
during sex.
I don't know. I think it's my... There's just so much shit here that, And,
where is it, Joe? Where is it?
I'm at a point.
Let's get into that shit, Joe.
I'm at a point.
We're doing a podcast, I noticed.
Yeah.
Mark is
usually
taking
end?
into his podcast.
Sorry, I apologize, guys. I
No,
apologize.
go. I love
How
it.
does it usually
Let's go back
end,
to the ass
Joe?
fucking.
No, I
How
love
does it end?
Yeah,
Let's go back to the ass fucking.
It's like no. I mean, like an 8-month relationship. Like, how do these relationships usually end? Is it
Never good.
It's never good.
This is how fucked up I
never
am.
But you seem like a
amicable.
nice guy. How could it go horribly wrong?
Oh, there's a mean person
Is there?
inside there.
I haven't seen-
No.
I'm
This is
fucking-
how it ends. It ends with them crying and then me crying that I'm hurting them. I'm
Why
crying.
are they crying?
I'm an
Because they're upset
asshole.
that I'm dumping them.
Yeah.
And why are you dumping?
Because I can't just get it. I think it's a self-esteem thing. I'm at a point with relationships where I feel like when she starts dating me, she's opening the box from Hellraiser, and I'm coming out of it, going, "Your suffering will be legendary." So it's a thing in here where I'm like,
what are you looking for that you're just not getting from these relationships, Joe?
Mommy.
Oh boy.
well, I'm adopted. I have abandonment issues.
Yeah,
A lot of that
that's
comes
it.
into it, man. A lot of that comes into it.
Yes.
I just want to have somebody to relax with and get through but I'm telling you, the panic. I have dated so many great girls this year, beautiful, sweet, good people, great personalities. The second it starts to get anywhere near commitment, I literally panic. I
Really?
get depressed. I'm like, what am I doing? I can't do this.
Wow.
But I'm just now starting to realize, that's fear of intimacy and commitment. I never understood that before. I always thought it was just, why am I getting tired of these girls so quickly?
Yeah.
Now it's like, no, dude, you fucked up. You got to get through this.
Oh, man.
I don't know what to do.
Wow, you fucked.
if I don't make some serious money soon, it's going to be a real problem.
That'll solve it, right, Anthony?
Yeah,
money's really going to.
You don't have to worry about that as far as commitment issues go or anything. Put it this way: the girl I'm with now, my girlfriend, she wanted one of the walk-in closets in the bedrooms. Now, she has a full closet in one of the other bedrooms, but not in the master bedroom.
Right.
Because I have my walk-in closet, which is all my clothes.
Yeah.
And I have my other walk-in closet, which used to belong to the ex.
Yeah.
But when she left, it is now my gun safe. It is a walk-in closet
A shrine
with
of
a
hate.
magnetic shrine of hate and destruction.
Yeah.
It is a walk-in closet with magnetic locks and a separate alarm on it.
Yeah, I've been in it.
Yeah.
I've never been so curiously aroused as I was when I was in your gun
fantastic.
closet.
But she keeps bringing up the fact that, it would be nice if I could have my clothes in here or something. I'm like, no. No, it's my gun closet. Well, and then she looks at my closet and goes, you don't really wear half of the stuff in here. And I'm like, no, that's my closet.
Yeah.
That's my gun closet.
Sounds like
you got a whole room with a whole closet. Yeah, but I got to walk out of the bedroom and go around. So that's your closet. These are my closets.
Sounds like someone has to buy a dresser. You got to buy a dresser.
See, it's buying the dresser.
Yeah.
But those are the little things that I need to keep doing to feel that I'm not married.
Right, but did you tell her the last time someone had clothes in that closet? Look what happened.
Yeah, that was bad. To tell you the truth. Well, kind of right about that. Best just leave those closets alone. One with the guns, one mine. You take the other room.
You know what really is depressing when you're not in a relationship, and this is really what's starting to get to me. I'll get like travel magazines in the mail and stuff. And I'll be like, that Greece looks lovely. This is a very affordable trip.
The worst.
I think I'm going to go there. I'm going to go to Greece this summer. Then
By
I'm like,
yourself.
with who?
Yeah. Traveling
Pray.
traveling by yourself is the
Eat,
worst.
pray, love.
Eat, pray, love.
Eat, pray, love.
You know it, faggot.
Take it easy. Now we're going to get letters.
Oh, I know.
No,
From people that like rom-coms.
You see these things, and you're like, I want to go do that. I'd love to go to, I don't know, fucking Cape Cod or some shit and just relax. You're like, with who? With my buddies? Why? So we can get shit-faced somewhere else? We can do that in my apartment for way cheaper.
You go by yourself, that's even worse. Like if like sometimes I'll travel on the road and you're like, I'm in a great town and I'm not leaving my room.
Yeah.
You just bring the shit with you.
Yeah, just in the room. And
I like traveling with her. That's the thing. Is like I don't know how to explain it, but I like having her around. I mean, she just, I like just looking over at the couch and she's sitting there on a pile of her own clothes playing Angry Birds. And I'm like, I love this.
That's hilarious.
I just hear the noise of the Froggy game, like, and I'm like, that's love. That's the sound of love.
That's great, right?
It sounds nice, man.
It is nice.
Jill
actually.
wants that.
I do.
You can't get past that one point though where you're comfortable. Is it like where both of you are sitting around not doing anything?
No,
Have you ever
love
been
that.
with a girl that like you're not on a date all the time, or?
I love that. The 2 times, I get to that very quickly. In fact, and one of my friends told me, he goes, that's your problem, dude. He goes, you skip the whole courting period. You skip the whole romance.
Yeah, we don't do that.
Going out to dinner.
Yeah.
He goes, you go right to, let's sleep at my place every night.
Right.
And it's like, that's my fucking life. I can't help it. I don't know what else to do. But the 2 or 3 times that I've gotten into this sort of relationship territory, one time it was good, and I just said I can't do this. But the other times, these girls ravaged me, man. They ravaged my trust. They ravaged my emotions.
Really? In 7 months, everything got ugly, huh? Look at you. What was that?
Joe.
3 months in, you're a broken man.
Were you looking for sympathy from us?
Wow. That's a sad story.
Oh, wow.
Ravaged. He's ravaged. Oh,
You open up a little bit here, and look at this shit.
Just dickheads.
Open up. You might as well have just opened a toilet lid. We just shit all over you.
Jesus Christ.
Let's get Don Cheadle in here. He'll hug you.
He looks like a hugger.
Yeah, he looks like a hugger.
Now,
Joe.
before you were rudely, I want to know what type of ravaging could be done to your trust. Obviously, fucking around on you, I guess. That's
well,
the
one
ultimate.
one of the girls I think was probably fucking around on me. But she brought me in and brought me out so many times, and every time just fucked with me and fucked with my emotions and told me she wanted something, and then she would dump me the next day, like that up and down thing. So there was one was that. One was we broke up because she was fucking crazy, and I dumped her, and she proceeded to do everything she could to ruin my life.
Yeah, so you should be back together with her.
All right, that sounds like
that's the one for you.
That sounds like a keeper.
Really vindictive shit. Really mean, vindictive shit.
Like what?
She, I don't want to say too much, but she worked somewhere where I worked. And I all of a sudden didn't work there anymore. That was the beginning of it. I had a friend that worked in this place. She got my friend fired to teach me a lesson. It was literally like mob shit. Like, we're going to fucking send him a lesson.
Him out too.
Exactly. Shit like that. It was just crazy. And, you know, when something like that happens, whether it's after 3 years or a little fucking pussy 7 months.
Well, that's a weird issue.
Fucks your head up.
But this is a weird thing because I know 2 or 3 guys that went through this, borderline stalkerish kind of like. There's something going on. I know it's probably always gone on, but there's something when you lock in with somebody who becomes vindictive and then you can't. Like I got a buddy now. He had to get a restraining order. I mean, but that happens a lot more. Shit. Is that possible?
It didn't get to restraining order level, but it got to the point where I would call her up and I would literally be crying, going, "Please stop doing this.
Oh, wow.
I love you as a human being. It just wasn't going to work."
She must have loved.
She hung up and had an orgasm.
Dude, it was horrible. It was horrible.
You played right into her hand.
That's phone sex for her.
Yeah,
no
she's
shit.
just coming. Oh, Joe's crying. Oh, Joe's crying again.
Yeah, just horrible. Well, at least I have good friends that I can talk about it on the radio with.
I'm sorry, Joe. I'm sorry for your pain.
That sucks, man.
Do you cry a lot, Joe?
I'll get emotional over shit like movies will break me up pretty
Like what?
easily.
What was the last movie that broke you up?
I can cry when I'm
What was
watching
I
Chopped.
watching? I fucking
Seriously, I watch Chopped on the cooking channel when when the guy makes a good meal and he didn't think he was going to win and he wins. And
I thought it was just the onions. Felt like you were feeling the onions through the TV.
I know. I cry very inappropriately. Never appropriately.
What was the last movie you cried at, Joe?
I can't remember off the top of my head. But I know there was one since then, but I remember the two recent ones where I watched Love Actually at Christmas time.
Oh, no.
And I cried like a little bitch in my apartment. And then I watched Grumpy Old Men with my parents at Christmas.
Oh my God! You're such a fucking
at the part where Walter Matthau, when Jack Lemmon has the heart attack and Walter Matthau goes to the hospital, they have the big argument.
Yeah.
And the nurse goes, "Are you a friend or family, sir?" And he like doesn't know what to say, and he goes, "Friend or family?" And he just goes, "Friend," like that. I literally faked like I had to go get water because I didn't want to cry in front of my parents. I walked in the other room and was fucking toweling off my eyes.
It's funny though because you're like me. Like I'll cry at movies, commercials, anything. And the only time you'll cry in a relationship is when you fucked up. Yeah, like where you're never gonna cry appropriately because you're having a real emotion. It's just sort of like, don't leave. I'm not an asshole.
What is that?
It's sickness. It's
a mental problem.
It's called being a comedian. Yes, welcome to the world.
It's ridiculous. I sit there, like, when I think about, like, acting, I go, God damn, if I could only cry on cue. Oh, I could up my acting. I know I could. If I could just cry on cue, that's the one thing I can't get
take
to.
yourself to those places.
But then I watch a commercial for that movie, The Help, and I'm fucking tearing halfway through it. I'm like, why the fuck can't I access this?
Put the movies in the back of your head when you're doing your acting.
I cried a little yesterday, actually. I just remembered that. Oh, man.
Yeah? Was it bad?
Well, no, we woke up. I woke up with the girl. We had to leave. I had to get an 8 o'clock flight, right? And the night before, she had to do laundry, which means she had to wash everything she owns. All right, so it's like midnight. We got to get up the next morning, go to the airport. There are dresses hanging on the deck, hanging in the bathroom. And she was like, I'll deal with it tomorrow. I'm like, we got to get up early. How are you going to deal with this, right? So then the alarm goes off, and she's like, I'm going to sleep for another half hour. I'm like, no, you're going to get the fuck up. And you got to get. I didn't say that. I said, we got to pack. We got to get out of here because I know know her well enough to know I don't want to be, because I know myself, I don't want to be freaking out. So she gets out of bed. She's like, all right. And then all of a sudden it's that tone. It's like, and she's pulling dresses down angrily. And then I get into it and she's like, you're sick, because I'm yelling. She's like, you're a sick person. Look at you getting pleasure out of yelling at me. I'm like, I'm sick. You can't even get control of your life. There's fucking clothes all over there. And we're both yelling at each other. And I know, I'm like, you're not going to fucking New York. And then I realized, like, what does that mean? I'm not going to leave her at the house. If I'm going to break up with her right now, I can't. How am I going to deal with the house? So then I knew I wasn't going to break up with her, of course. So we'd start fighting and fighting. And then this is a grown up moment for me, because in the past I would have just locked into that anger. But I got out of the room. I went and made some coffee, and I realized, dude, this is not. You got to pick your fights. But of course, she's already crying, and everything's on the line.
Oh shit!
But I'm like, and I walk back in there, and I'm like, look, I want to be with you. Let's just stop. And I felt a few squirt out, and I'm like, oh, good. Thank God, this is so well timed. My heart is functioning properly, and we were all right. We went to the airport.
Jesus.
Wow, that could have been bad though. You were teetering on the brink.
3 months ago, I wouldn't have made it here. I wouldn't have been here. I would have been changing my locks.
Yeah,
I'm growing.
Wow, there is like a maturity
I
there.
I see a different person. We haven't seen Mark in a
Yes.
while. He's different.
Yeah, he's fucking.
boy.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna. How old are you?
47.
So I'll be there by the time I'm 47. I got another 14 years to figure this
Jesus,
out.
do better for yourself.
You don't have a chance,
Deal with this
Joe.
shit. Go into therapy. Find a girl that's like reasonable and learn how to fucking.
Therapy's such a crutch. I hate that.
Joe is
Yeah, it
young
sounds
enough
like
to
you're
feel
doing-
like this. Joe's young enough to feel like this, and it still be okay.
I'm not.
Like you'll figure shit out.
The thing is, you'll figure shit out, but quite honestly,
He needs more than that.
No, just repress everything.
We're
Shove it
therapists
down.
right here.
Shove it
that's
down.
right. But what happened to you and what happened to me, like by figuring it out, means you're going to be humbled, fucker.
Yep.
You are going to be broken
Humbled.
down,
Joe,
and you're not. And you're going to
humble
realize
you.
exactly
Camel clutch.
who you are and how you fucked up your life, and then you're going to cry all by yourself, and you realize, holy shit, I'm going to die
Jesus Christ.
soon.
What are you putting
Maybe-
a curse on me?
Christ
Almighty.
He is pointing at him.
And your children's children.
Pox on you and your entire family.
You picked the wrong girls, Joe.
Okay, therapy's a crutch,
Oh,
but
yeah?
you can get a little bit of insight and maybe do things a little differently. Just go a few times or find a book, do something for
Well,
yourself.
he just
I've
nailed it,
gone-
though. He just nodded to the question. He's picking the wrong girl. So why are you continuing to pick the wrong girl?
You know what I think it is, man?
If you really want a relationship, which you're telling us today in between your tears.
You know what I think it is, and I'm very. It's either that I'm way too picky or have this fantasy. Part of me is pissed off that I was lied to my whole life by everybody, from the people in my life to the people, my protectors or
About
whatever.
being adopted?
To me, no. I was told that from the beginning.
They
But
told
then,
you you had shoulders your whole life.
yeah, that,
And
yeah,
You, and you believe that?
everybody that tried to make me believe I was straight, it bothers me. No, but seriously, it's like
What did they lie to you about?
I'm very bothered that I was raised very Catholic, and it bothers me
boy.
that I was sold this bill of goods that this Save the Princess, Prince Charming, Knight in Shining, whatever you want to call it, fairy tale idea of romantic love existed. And I really believed in it. And then it's the same thing that when you're 25 and you go, this is fucked up. I don't know if I believe in God. And you really struggle with that. I struggled with the belief in romantic love in the same way, where I was like, this does not exist the way it was taught to me. I have to learn to accept the reality of this. And it freaked me the fuck out. And it's been very hard for me to deal with. And I think that I went very rebellious in the other direction with sex and promiscuity and sexual experimentation, not in the sense of men and women, but in the sense of like trying to do everything I could with a girl and get into all kinds of new shit and whatever. And I know there's still 3 more circles of hell for me to fucking travel down into, but the point is that you get sold this bill of goods, and it fucked me up. And this thing that I think is out there or thought was out there isn't out there. That's the first thing. The second thing is, I think I do have a healthy sense of independence, and I'm not codependent to a fault. I am codependent to an extent, as anybody is, but not to a fault. And I think I've afforded myself the luxury of being a little picky and saying, well, look, this girl is beautiful and she is nice, but she's not exciting. There's nothing riveting about her. Whereas this girl's really hot and really fun, but she's fucking nuts. So no to that. and I'm just trying to find the one.
You just keep
that's
pulling
a
the
good
handle on the
balance.
slot machine, waiting for
What
all
you gotta
the
do is you gotta
all
find
the fucking
I
chicks
just
to
want
line.
exactly. The slot
Perfect.
machine's a great analogy
Ching,
because
ching,
that's what
ching,
you
yeah.
want is a balance of sevens.
Like, I got 2 7s, but I got a lemon.
You gotta
You want a
find-
balance of
crazy.
sevens. You don't want a perfect
Well, the
10.
one's not
You want a
that bad.
balance of sevens.
Yeah.
She's pretty.
You have
She's
to find,
you know.
you have to find a nice one that you make crazy. And then you could just turn it on and off. Like, look how nice she is, but I can say one thing and she'll turn crazy. And then that's bad advice.
They're all
Patrice-
they're all a little batshit crazy though. These girls.
Patrice gave me.
Notice that.
Anything
decent
you're about to
life.
say cannot be true.
Yeah.
You're about to say Patrice gave you decent advice?
Yeah. It started with.
Did it have to do with an animal analogy of some kind?
The advice started with "you faggot," and then it went on from there.
He's very compelling and
No, but
very wise man.
Yes.
He did say something interesting to me once, where he goes, this is the problem with white guys. He goes, you're all out there looking for the one. You think you're going to find this perfect girl, and he goes, it doesn't work like that. You got to find a girl, and you slowly,
Get her pregnant, leave her, find another girl, get her pregnant, leave her, find another. Was that the advice that white guys aren't doing enough of? Jesus.
There it is. There's Ant. Jesus.
I stole that from Gallagher.
What was it? What was the rest of the advice?
Well, it was sort of what you were just saying. Is like you find a girl and slowly you kind of she adapts to what you want, and you maybe adapt a little bit to what she wants.
But
and
you
it's-
added that part.
But the part about you adapting to her, I
Yeah,
added.
yeah.
You're right. I swear I did. I really did.
That's not Patrice. That isn't it.
I just was trying to.
Yeah.
I wish we could help you, Joe, but show's over. So.
Yeah, it's okay.
It would be so nice to really help you sort out your mental problems.
Right.
Unless you
But,
got-
We got things to do.
I'll talk to you guys in a few weeks. We'll see where we're at.
Okay.
yeah. See how that
When
works.
I come back in with scabbed wrists.
Good, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, you gave us a real answer though. That was fascinating.
It was a very heartfelt, well articulated answer.
So, is there guilt because you're having all this crazy sex because of your upbringing with the Catholic shit?
Once in a while that rears its head, but not as often. But for a while, man, for a long time, when I moved to New York, I had sex with 3 women, all of them girlfriends in relationships. And then I moved here, and it was all of a sudden, like, by the end of the first year, it was like, well, I'm up to 20. You know what I mean? Like, it really shifted gears. And for a while, I would have this weird come down after sex, and I didn't know what it was. I'd be depressed and freaked the fuck out, and like,
Well, that's
and then I
fucked up.
realized, like, oh, this is subconscious Catholic
Guilt.
stuff from when I was a kid.
That
And
shit goes away.
once I figured that out, I was able to start to fight through
Yeah.
it. But
Yeah.
Everything goes away after a while. Joe.
Yeah, love fades.
Everything goes away.
It does.
It's not that that 16-year-old high school relationship where if she left you, you'd fucking literally put a knife through your eyeball to try to get her back and things like that. That's that fairy tale stuff you're talking about, and the feeling that you get. It's all gone.
I just watched. It is. I just watched the Bill Hicks documentary, and they talked about how his parents, when he first started doing his thing on stage, his parents were like, they were saying how his parents were just like, they just wanted to live safely in a community and believe in their God and go to their church and not stir the pot or whatever.
Oh, shit.
And I literally was more envious of them than I was of Bill Hicks. I was like, I wish I could just do that.
I just want that.
believe in a God and go live somewhere and just go, it's just nice.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's the
Sounds like an
Matrix,
easy
but whatever.
life.
Yeah, ignorance is
It is
bliss.
like envying people that kind of you see as stupid sometimes. It's like, man, that is one dumb motherfucker, but happy every day.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
not a worry in the world.
Yeah, I'd rather be Aunt
Race.
May than Spider-Man.
Yeah, but
You know what I mean?
you're never gonna have that, Joe.
No, I know.
That's never gonna happen for you.
I know, which is why I was going to ask you if I could stay with you for a while.
Come out to the cat
Work
ranch,
this
hang out.
through together.
Just work it all out together.
Well, fuck, this was great. Marc Maron on Twitter,
Yeah, Marc Maron, MARCMARON.
WTFpod.com. And you guys are going to be in Montreal. Joe Derosa Comedy on Twitter.
Yes.
Anything else, Joe?
JoeDeRosaComedy.com. And yeah, the show and Cheat, the movie Cheat, is playing this coming weekend, excuse me.
You need a hug, Joe? I mean,
Montreal.
You want a hug?
I don't know.
hug after. We'll hug.
Okay. What's this hug gonna feel like?
We're both gonna cry.
I'm gonna cry. I thought that was Bob Newhart for a second.
What?
Tom Boehner.
It's just a horrible visual. Down the hall, they got the white shirt.
That'd be great. I'd love to talk to Newhart. Have you guys talked to Newhart?
I did backstage,
No,
not on the radio.
This looks like some of the guys that are
Ronnie-
going to buy the company.
Ronnie B. Yeah, someone's buying this place. It's obvious. I don't know for sure, but I would imagine that's what's going on. Ronnie B. did an unmasked with Bob Newhart, and I got to talk to him in the dressing room. Fuck.
Yeah, that must have been good.
It was awesome.
Did he talk to you on a fake telephone?
I was just going to say, this would be a great conversation to have Bob Newhart and I. Bob, do you ever get depressed after you come?
Hello. Hello.
I came, and I need my pills now. He's the best.
All right, Mark, don't be a fucking stranger, man.
All right.
They wait too long.
All right, I'll come in every time I'm here.
Was like
Every
a
time
threat.
I'm here.
Yeah, please do that.
And we're going to do the podcast.
Yes.
Only if you
do
guys
that.
have some stuff you have hidden. I want hidden
Very
stuff.
cool. Hidden, secretive stuff that
Okay,
we've
all right.
kept
After all these years,
under
that might be
wraps.
tough, but
Yeah.
That's
we'll
what I
figure something
thought.
out.
All right.
Or just
Jim
make
Norton
some
back
up.
tomorrow. We'll talk about Comic-Con, and I don't know. I guess enjoy your day. Bye.
Yeah. It's Kenny, baby. Shit. CSK. Retard in the house. In the O and A hizzy. In the serious hizzy. 202, y'all. Let me tell you something. Sometimes I rhyme slow, sometimes I rhyme slower. That's because I'm a grower, not a shower. Chillin' with the chick, who I hope don't have a dick, cause if she do, I'll be out of there quick. Some G's are ballers, some G's are players. Me, I just want a ball up player. Six figures don't mean shit to me, cause it's too many zeros. All I care about is Opie, my hero. Not to mention Anthony, the coolest guy since OPP. And Jimmy too, who makes a big poo and smells his farts cause he's got a big heart. Yeah. And their names O to the P, to the I, to the E, to the A, to the N, to the D, to the capital A, to the N, to the T, to the H, to the O, to the N, to the Y. And let's not forget little J, I, double M, Y. Opie and Anthony and little Jimmy. Big shout out to Primetime, my producer.
What was the last word that was said today? That ought to hold the little fuckers.